that started off the season out there, because those guys have a better feel for how the offensive line is going to attack, how the wide receivers are going to come and crack down in the run game. So today should be interesting.
Kyle Lowe to kick off. It was Bond to receive in his end zone. Brings it out, finds a crease, and tripped up near the 25-yard line. Tommy Castellanos. That's what he wants to be called. That's what he told us in his meeting with us earlier this week. He has been fantastic for them, Orlando. You can't ask for anything else from this young player.
Yeah, being the 8th child out of 13 kids, right? I mean, I think you get that nickname as early as possible, but he has been great. This young man has found a way to mold this offense into his own. He feels very comfortable out there. He is throwing the game and being himself in the passing game. But as we see, his legs are the big factor and the X factor that sets him apart.
He leads the ACC in the country in rushing for quarterbacks, 33rd overall, regardless of what position.
Yeah, he was the first quarterback on that list, right? Everybody else was a running back.
Yep.
And then you see Thomas Castellanos with over 700 yards on the ground.
Castellanos in the pistol formation. Play action. Takes a shot over the middle, and it is picked off right away. Picked off by Virginia Tech. What a play there by Dorian Strong. He comes up with the interception, saw it all the way.
Yeah, very interesting that offensive coordinator Steve Shamko opening the game with play action right here. You know, you found success running the ball, and right now you're only sending 2 wide receivers out. V-Tech being able to play full coverage and make a play on the ball right there. Big explosive play for V-Tech.
And now Tech has an opportunity to capitalize here with great field position, beginning this drive at the 37-yard line of Boston College. Tuten in the backfield to the right of Kyron Drones, the transfer from Baylor. Tuten flexes out, and Drones right up the gut. Picks up a nice chunk of change there, a 6-yard gain. Cam Arnold takes him down. Here's Drones, and what he's been able to accomplish this season, his 8th career start.
Yeah, and he's a guy that could use his legs as well. I love that play call. You know, you go 5 wide out the gate, putting Tuten in motion and running a quarterback draw, because last week Syracuse was able to find a little bit of success against Boston College with that.
Coaches have said Drones has gotten better every week. Play action on the run, throws it. It is caught there by the tight end, Daquan Wright. A big first down, and Virginia Tech is in business as they're in the red zone.
Yeah, great job rolling out to the right. Daquan Wright finds himself a little bit behind that zone defense, and Drones is able to deliver a strike to him on the run right there. Great pass.
Daquan Wright, 6'4", 249-pounder out of Georgia. First down, Lane in motion. Drones, quick toss to Lane, but he drops it. Was looking to run before he brought it in, and it'll be an incompletion. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, I know Jalen Lane wants that one back, because it was a great play call by design. He had 2 blockers. He might have bumped his head on the goalpost if he was able to wheel that one in. Got to look that one all the way in. I think he saw the daylight and got a little too excited.
That one would have been a SportsCenter not top 10 had that been the case. 2nd down and 10. The handoff to Tuten, avoids a tackler. He's got daylight, turns the corner, lowers the shoulder, and picks up positive yardage on that particular play. A 7-yard gain for Tuten. Jalen Cheek with the tackle for Boston College.
Yeah, that play right there is all Bhayshul Tuten, because Donovan, as a rookie, has him dead to rights in the backfield and is not able to bring him down.
We have an injury on the field. Let's pause for a moment as we get an update on the injury situation for one of the Virginia Tech players. Stephen Gosnell was the injured player. Got up, went into the tent, came back, and he was fine after that. A little friendly fire. Got hit by Tuten, the tailback right there, but as you see, he's good to go. Virginia Tech got an interception by Dorian Strong on the first play of the game, and now they are in the red zone on 3rd and short. Drones keeps it and taken down. He looks to be potentially shy of the first down. John Pupil with the tackle. Do you go for it here?
Yes, you go for it. Defense already came and got momentum.
And they're going for it. A little brotherly shove, tush push, but flags on the field. And Boston College looks happy, and they should be. It's going to be a procedure penalty here, it looks like, on Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that right side of the line looked like it moved too early.
Snap infraction on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
As an offense, you got to be able to sit in here. You already captured some momentum. You got to be able to watch the football. Right tackle right there, Parker Clements, it just leads a little bit too quick and hurts his football team now because you just took points off the board.
Snap infractions on number 70 of the offense.
That is Parker Clements, the redshirt junior from South Carolina. John Love for the field goal. He's 16 of 18 overall this season, a 27-yard attempt here. The kick is up, and he splits the uprights. Virginia Tech on the board early.
Talking with Coach Pry earlier this week, you know, we talked about the struggles this team has had in the red area of not being able to get more touchdowns than field goals. This team has kicked about 14 field goals on the season when they have got down there, George. And I anticipate Coach Pry being upset because he said it immediately. It was the lack of inconsistency and just hurting ourselves.
He talked about a number of things on offense, which we'll get to, but that was set up by that great interception by Dorian Strong, the young man from Maryland. And you can't ask for a better start on the road, though. I mean, I know you want to punch it in, but you take the 3 points in that scenario.
Oh, you're always going to take points, but right there, that's a missed opportunity. With a 4th and 1 situation, your veteran offensive tackle, Parker Clements, you know, this guy's a redshirt junior. He's played a lot. He has a legal procedure, and now you put yourself in a 4th and 6 situation. You got to be able to capitalize on situations like that. And, you know, yes, you're going to take the 3 points, but 7 would have looked better in that situation.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You always want 7 over 3. I don't think there's any question about that. Kyle Lowe will kick off again. Everything happened so quickly, by the way. Virginia Tech won. Ooh, he kicked it out of bounds. Not good, so excellent field position coming up.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. We BC football at the 35-yard line.
So Virginia Tech with the penalty there. They won the toss, by the way, initially, and BC will received, and you saw the interception the first time around. Looking for a better start now from Tommy Castellanos.
Yeah, if I'm coach, offensive coordinator Steve Shimko, I'm not throwing the ball in the air. I got to get back to that ground and pound. That run game has been so successful over the last couple weeks. I'm going to lean on it as heavy as possible.
Alex Broom in the backfield with Castellanos. And there is that run game, and Broom spun around after a short gain. 2 yards on the carry for Alex Broom, the Nashville, Tennessee native. Jaden McDonald with the tackle for Va-Tech.
Yeah, this Virginia Tech front 7, very active as they have 12 guys on that defensive line alone that have something in the sack column. So look for these guys to get after this offense as early as possible. Being a little bit undersized, they're going to move around a lot with this front 7.
They've been great at pressuring the quarterback, but not so great at stopping the run. Quick toss out to the boundary to Dino Tomlin. Tomlin picks up a nice chunk of change there. Nasir Peoples with the tackle for Virginia Tech. It'll be 3rd and manageable coming up.
Great catch and run by Dino Tomlin, but even better blocks on the perimeter by Joseph Griffin Jr. and Lewis Bond, being able to stick on their guys out there to try to give Dino Tomlin a running lane to bring up 3rd and manageable right now.
Owen McGowan checks in at running back. He caught a touchdown last week against Syracuse. He's a linebacker by trade, but with the injuries at running back, he's in at tailback. Castellanos got time. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. It takes a hit near midfield, but picks up a first down on that play after an 8-yard gain. Tackle made by Alan Tisdale, the 5th-year senior out of Greensboro.
That's why winning becomes infectious, but Castellanos has that on the offense because he's able to get in the open space and do special things with his legs.
Whoa, a little extracurricular activity there by Mansour Delane on Dino Tomlin, and the Boston College sideline is irate. No flag on the play.
Yeah, very interesting that the referees are letting that one go, because Delane just absolutely body slams Tomlin at the end of the play right there.
Got a 6-yard gain. Castellanos dancing, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run again, and tripped up near the 40-yard line by Delane. A 7-yard gain and another first down for Boston College. And this is where they're good. Really good, Boston College, is the off-schedule stuff with Castellanos.
Yeah, you can never account for off-schedule with your young quarterback, but this team in their last 5 games have averaged 252 yards on the ground, and Castellanos being a big part of that, because if you drop everybody in coverage, his biggest threat is his legs. His legs are the check down when you're going to play him against man-to-man.
First down from the 39-yard line of Virginia Tech. Handoff. And not much there. A loss on the play. Keontae Jenkins was in the backfield to take down the running back.
Yeah, that star position just comes off the end of the line of scrimmage to the right side. No hesitation for a nice tackle for a loss right there.
Broom, 5'6", 192 pounds. A sophomore, as I mentioned, from Nashville. He is compact. He's like a bowling ball out there. 2nd and 11 from the 40. Broom's got room to run right up the middle. And taken down near the 5-yard line. A huge run by Broom. Jalen Jones finally brings him down after a 38-yard gain. And Boston College hurrying up here to get in the end zone. Handoff again to Broom. Broom right up the gut. He gets in for the touchdown. And the Eagles strike back. A 4-yard touchdown for Alex Broom. And you see the combination of speed and power by Broom.
And that's Boston College football right there. Getting after it, getting in their big personnel and letting guys go downhill, running the inside zone. And it was so good on the first play that with the big explosive, they decided to run it again. I love that by offensive coordinator Steve Shimko right here. We found success. Let's get up and run it again until they stop.
Heck, how did they do it, Orlando?
Well, they did it by running the inside zone play. You look at this. This play is made by tight end Jeremiah Franklin. He just gets it done and puts his defender all the way into the end zone. Alex Broom does a heck of a job reading it one back gap at a time and taking that backside cutback.
Alex Broom, 42+ yards on that drive. Malachi Thomas and Bhayshul Tuten set to receive for Virginia Tech. Connor, a short kick, and Malachi Fields with the fair catch. And here's the 5-game win streak by Boston College. Big run game. Over 250 yards, 4 games over 200+. 8 interceptions, 4 of those have come from Elijah Jones, who's out today, but bowl eligible for the 3rd time under Jeff Affleck.
Yeah, they're playing complementary football. This offense, ground and pound, manipulating the clock, and the defense being fresh, as you could see with those 8 interceptions during that 5-game win streak.
Yeah, but half of those are gone today with Jones. A lot of experience there with Jones. Tuten.
He will surely be missed in that defensive backfield.
Max Tucker, the freshman, by the way, playing for Jones today, number 38 on the field, freshman from Hyde Park, Massachusetts.
And that is some big shoes to fill, as you said, right? 4 interceptions coming from Elijah Jones. You don't have your ball hack in that secondary today.
2nd and 6 from the 29-yard line. Drones keeps it, trying to turn the corner, then just flips it out of bounds. Smart play, because he would have lost a ton of yardage.
Yeah, you're outside of the tackle box. You're right there. You don't want to take a tackle for a loss. That's been the struggle for VTech all year, when they don't stay ahead of the down and distance and hurting themselves. So that was a heck of a heads-up play right there by Kyron Drones.
3rd and 6 for Virginia Tech. This a bit more manageable than some of the stuff they found themselves in last week against Louisville. 8 times. 3rd and double digits last week. 0 for 8, obviously, on all those. Drones, pressured, sidearms one to the sideline. It's caught, but out of bounds, incomplete. Daquan Wright, the tight end, was able to haul it in, but could not get a foot in bounds. And Virginia Tech will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Boston College's defense just doing what they do best, being relentless. They rush 5. They're able to stay in their gaps, stay in their rushing lanes, get a hand up in front of Drones, where now he's not able to fit that ball in on the sidelines like he would like to.
Jaden Williams awaiting the punt on his own 20. Wait a second, we've got a shift change here. Oh, there we go. Now the punter's out there. Peter Moore. More protection for Moore. And they'll let the punt bounce. It takes a Virginia Tech bounce inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Thomas Castellanos will be coming out again, or Tommy, as he likes us to call him. He's been fairly interesting, not only just what he's been able to do for this team on the field, but just what he's done in the locker room. He kind of keeps guys loose. He told us a story that in the huddle, he likes to tell jokes to just kind of loosen the guys up.
Yeah, he has that infectious energy. Some guys might come into games and they might not like to admit it. They might be a little nervous, have butterflies, but when your quarterback can tell a little joke, that helps ease up some of the stresses of this game of football.
McGowan in the backfield with him, gets a block for Castellanos. Plenty of room to run, and Castellanos out of bounds after he picks up the first down. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
That's what makes this offense so hard to defend. Pulling big right guard Christian Mahogany, but you also have McGowan, your linebacker, lead blocking as well for your quarterback to go get that first down with his legs.
Castellanos is going to take a shot down the field. Underthrows it again, and this time intercepted. Dorian Strong, his 2nd interception of the game. And Virginia Tech's defense, particularly their secondary, has come to play.
So this play for me is better than the first interception that Dorian Strong has, because he keeps inside leverage the whole entire way on Dino Tomlin, and he's trying to force him to the edge. Castellanos has to be able to get that ball to the sidelines a little bit more, where only Tomlin can make a play. But Dorian Strong, a heck of a heads-up play, getting his eyes around to get another interception on the game.
Ball on the 31-yard line for Virginia Tech. Drones, play action, on the run, throws it, caught there by Daquan Wright. He's able to snatch it and picks up the first down as he gets into Eagles territory.
Kyron Drones, are you kidding me? Unbelievable window that you just fit that in right there. But a heck of a catch right here by Daquan Wright.
Ball on the 44-yard line. Drones checking with the sideline. Both teams moving the ball. Can they capitalize? A couple of turnovers already for Boston College. Virginia Tech got a field goal on the last turnover. Tuten nowhere to go on that one. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Vinny DePalma, the leader of that defense, right in the thick of it.
Yeah, you got to be able to set edges. When you have a running quarterback, your defensive line has to be able to create penetration, set edges, and linebackers have to be able to key in on what is going on. A lot of movement for this VTech, but Vinny DePalma, great heads-up tackle right there.
Drones with the toss to Tuten. He's got a block. It's Wright who blocks for him, and he picks up about 6 yards on that particular play. We'll call it 5.
This is when VTech is at their best, when they have guys going in different directions, there are different motions, and then all of a sudden we're going this way with the football. These linebackers for Boston College today, it's going to be tough sledding because VTech puts you in constant conflict with how many shifts and motions they constantly do, as we see Boston College doing a wholesale change right now at the defensive line.
Almost like a hockey shift. Interestingly enough, Boston College, as we know, a great hockey team too. Malachi Thomas in the backfield on 3rd and 5. Drones keeps it up the middle. It's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. Got about 3.5. Fourth down decision coming up. They're kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, right here when you get in between the 30 and the 40 on the opposite side, teams tend to go for it.
They're going for it. Thomas in the backfield. Right in motion to the left side. Boston College showing blitz now, backing off. Drones checking, changing the play. Drones keeps it up the middle, fights for yardage and picks up the first down. A 3-yard gain for Drones. He lowered the shoulder and powered his way through. Cam Horsley finally brought him down.
Love the call by offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen, because you see pre-snap that BC is blitzing, and you hope that you could crease it in that situation. So love that they went to the quarterback draw right there, trying to force BC to play a heavier box.
First down from the 33-yard line. Drones keeping it again. And he picks up about 6 yards as John Pupil trips him up. Let's check in with Maryland.
Attention to the versatility of this offense. Jalen Lane said the same. He said, we have to get back to being complementary within our offense. Our run game and our pass game going is what makes us the best we can be.
Thank you, Maryland. They also want to spread the field and work the alleys, and we've started to see that little by little here.
Yeah, even with the quarterback draws that we've seen Drones run, he's trying to get outside those hashes to the alleys.
Tuten wrapped up immediately. A short gain there and taken down. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, big Quan Williams just getting it done, beating his block and making a physical tackle on Tuten to bring up this 3rd and 1.
Malachi Thomas now checks in the backfield. 207-pound redshirt sophomore from Hartwell, Georgia.
Another wholesale change at the defensive line for this Boston College defense.
Virginia Tech 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Drones, plenty of room there, and tripped up in the red zone near the 15-yard line. Cole Baston with the shoestring tackle on that one. Drones could have had one that could have gone to the house.
Yeah, Batson is the last line of defense right here. And you're seeing Kyron Drones bringing that physicality. You're starting to see him get going. This Virginia Tech offense, it's all about Bhayshul Tuten and then Kyron Drones. If those two guys are going, this offense is rolling, and you start seeing it trickle down. So love the game plan so far, getting a heavy dosage of those two.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Tuten up the middle, pushing the pile to the 11-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
It's also building confidence for this offensive line and not in the red area, not doing things that are too tricky. When you get tricky and get out of your element, that's when you have misfires and have penalties. So I love that it's a very simple plan up front. Let's get these big boys going forward instead of backwards.
2nd and 6, they'll give him 4. Drones with the keeper. And he's tackled at the 7-yard line. Cam Arnold, the senior, arguably one of the best athletes on BC's defense, able to bring him down. That's athlete on athlete right there.
Yeah, so they're just running the read option right now. And Drones has been right every single time, whether it was to hand it off or keep it himself. If he had handed it off on that last one, it would have been a tackle for a loss as Donovan Ezeroku was in the backfield.
3rd and 2. Drones, 5 rushes for 23 yards on this drive. They give it to Tuten, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Virginia Tech capitalizes on the Boston College turnover and takes the lead. A 7-yard touchdown run for Tuten.
I love what VTech has come out and did. Not very complex with what they're running offensively. A lot of zone read, and it's going to be Drones or Tuten. Drones and Tuten. A great handoff right there. Nice read by Tuten to help soften up this defense. All downhill right now for this VTech offense.
John Love with the extra point, up and good. Virginia Tech, 10 points off of Boston College turnovers. This last drive, 11 plays, 69 yards, and it began with that interception. They capped it off with a TD by Tuten. Virginia Tech with a 3-point lead on the road. Thomas Castellanos with 2 picks, which ties his season high at home here against Virginia a number of weeks ago.
Yeah, Dorian Strong has just came out and has balled out. You know, I know we like to put the interceptions on the quarterback, but this young man, Dorian Strong, made 2 heck of plays, football plays, being able to see the ball all the way through and get those 2 interceptions.
An onside kick, and Virginia Tech recovers. Jalen Jones with the recovery, and Brett Pry is pulling out all the stops here in Chestnut Hill.
They are keeping this BC team on their toes, that's for sure, because you don't expect an onside kick right there, especially when a team was up and this early in the football game. Heck of a job by Coach Pry.
Illegal recovery by the kicking team of Virginia Tech football.
Look at this, Orlando. What execution. He snatched it right off the turf, man.
Yeah, V-Tech being aggressive. Love this right now. Trying to steal a win. Come on the road. You know, ACC football. Let's go out here and do what we could do. And they're pulling out all stops.
1st and 10 from their own 49. Malachi Thomas, 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 upcoming.
Right now, V-Tech disturbing the flow of things for this BC team. BC's used to just being able to run the football and control the clock, rest their defense, but what we're seeing is V-Tech is implementing that game plan today.
This is looking more like Beamer ball, to be honest with you. When you played against
old school Beamer ball.
2nd and 8 from the 49 of Boston College. Drones with the run off the left side, and he's about a yard shy of the first down. A 7-yard gain. Vinny DePalma with the tackle for Boston College. And Drones, remember, this is his first season playing and started in week 3. He has gotten better every week. They had to reboot the offense for him as opposed to what Grant Wells was strong at prior to his injury.
Yeah, both these teams kind of in a similar situation, right? Where they have a young quarterback that's got to start after the season started and reinventing the offensive scheme to fit their quarterbacks.
3rd and 1. First quarter winding down. Drones with the keeper. Turns the corner, picks up the first down, and tackled inside the 35-yard line for a first down. Donovan Ezaraku takes him down after the 7-yard gain, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So we've got a bit of a surprise right now. Drones keeps it again. Short gain there of about 3 yards. Drones, 10 carries, 52 yards. No negative plays for Drones thus far.
Yeah, V-Tech has done a great job of either running right at you to bring that physicality out of you or stretching the field and forcing your linebackers and D-line to run sideline to sideline. So a nice counter for this offense right now, keeping BC on their heels.
2nd and 7 from the 31. Tuten makes a man miss. Still on his feet and taken down at the 27-yard line by John Pupil. A 4-yard gain, but what a 4-yard run that was.
Yeah, he makes 3 different guys miss. Just unbelievable. Vinny DePalma, one of the leading tackles on this defense, just has him dead to rights and he misses. So Tuten clearly feeling himself, and that's why this offense is having success so far today.
3rd and 3 for Tech. Ball on the 27-yard line. Drones keeps it again. Goes behind Tuten. He's met near the line to get, but he gets it. He gets the first down. They will give him the first down by a yard. A 4-yard gain for Drones, and he's just lowering his shoulder and going.
Yeah, that's the added element that you have when you have a physical runner at the quarterback position. You're able to put your running back almost in a fullback position where now he becomes the lead blocker for your quarterback in situations like that.
1st and 10 from the 22. Drones, plenty of time. Over the middle, he's got him in! All the way into the end zone, Stephen Gosnell for the touchdown. A 22-yard strike. And Drones and Virginia Tech extend their lead here at Boston College.
George, that was just a beautiful design play by Tyler Bowen. Goes in a trips right formation, 3 receivers to the right, and is able to let his slot guy, Stephen Gosnell, just run a deep in count where it becomes a natural pick route, and for defense, confuses you where you have to run over the top or try to run underneath. Creates natural space for an easy touchdown.
Extra point is up and good. 7 plays, 51 yards, 3 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock. And Drones goes underneath to Gosnell, and Tech is rolling right now. Half, Virginia Tech with a 10-point lead. A couple of turnovers for Boston College have led to Virginia Tech points. Kickoff by Kyle Lowe for the Hokies. They already had an onside kick recovery earlier too. We've seen a lot of tricks out of the bag. The ball goes through the end zone. Orlando, let's break down that last play and that last score.
Yeah, just a great play call by offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen right here. Jalen Lane, he's going to do the dirty work, doing the deep in cut, which turns into a natural pick route right here. Just an unbelievable job by the 5'10", 192-pound Jalen Lane doing that dirty work for easy touchdown for Gosnell right there to get open.
That is Gosnell's first touchdown of the season. Senior from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Thomas Castellanos, 2 interceptions. And he's going to keep it on the ground this time. Avoids a big hit as he's taken down at the 29-yard line, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, you could tell Thomas Castellanos is frustrated, right? 2 interceptions already today. That one right there, physicality, no slide into his game. Going forward, trying to get this team back going in the right direction.
And those 2 interceptions have led to 10 Virginia Tech points. And then, of course, the trickery by Brent Pry with the onside kick led to the last score. Broom with a big run, drags defenders for a first down, a 7-yard gain. Caleb Woodson brings him down eventually. Let's check in with Maryland.
Thomas Castellanos' frustration is exactly what you might think it'd be after 2 INTs. The coaching staff telling the normally gregarious quarterback to calm down, pull himself out of his emotions, and settle into how he knows how to play. His emotions, both a good and a bad thing for him today.
Thank you, Maryland. The young players still got to ride the highs and lows. The toss here, short gain of about 1.5 yards. Jaden McDonald with the tackle, along with Derek Canteen for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, when talking with this coaching staff about Castellanos this week, they talked about how great of a reaction football player he is. So, you know, when you throw a couple interceptions because of what he brings with his legs, I anticipate this BC offense and team will be fine just getting back to implementing their style of football, and that is running the ball, forcing the team to get to a heavier box, and that's when you take your shots in the passing game.
It's only his 10th start. People forget that. Quick toss to the boundary to Nate Johnson, the freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida Central Catholic High School. A short gain on that play as well.
And Jaden McDonald for V-Tech just flying out there to make that tackle, or it could have ended up being a lot more yards out there on the perimeter. Great job by Jaden right there, brother of Jordan McDonald that plays D-line for V-Tech as well.
3rd and 6 upcoming here for Boston College. Virginia Tech showing blitz. Castellanos probing, thought about running, flag on the play. He takes off and will be close to the first down depending on the laundry.
Yeah, that will be a holding anytime the quarterback breaks the pocket like that.
Here's our lead official, Mike Roach.
Holding, offense number 60, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Kyle Hergel with the infraction.
So hard for offensive linemen whenever you think that you know, in the pocket, the quarterback's going to stay in the pocket and drop back. Whenever that quarterback now starts break and contain, you got to be able to try to pull that defensive lineman into you a little bit in order to not get that call.
3rd and really long now. 3rd and 16.
Yeah, this is where it's tough for BC. You know, if I'm B-Tech, Coach Abdul, I'm definitely playing zone in this situation. Sorry, not Coach Abdul. Coach Marv, I'm definitely playing zone and with a quarterback spy to eliminate Thomas Castellanos doing something special with his legs.
Xavier Coleman in the backfield now, and more flags on the play. Looks like it's a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. It's 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And Jeff Hafley cannot be happy with the way this drive has gone. The game in general, but particularly this drive.
Yeah, I mean, you get a penalty, get back in the huddle. Let's be ready to roll. We've already hurt ourselves. Now you can't now have a double penalty and a double negative in a situation like that. So look for this coaching staff to get fired up and get after their offense come halftime.
And in this case, they're hoping the double negative becomes a positive on 3rd and 21.
21 yards, that's a tough task right there, partner.
Castellanos, though, he's exciting. They dump it off to Tomlin. If he makes a man miss, but not enough. He couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. A good run. He is upset with himself there. Thought he could have broken that tackle by Jalen Jones. A 9-yard gain, and Boston College forced to punt.
Yeah, you're not really converting a lot of 3rd and 21s. So I like that play, getting to the perimeter, being able to pick up 10 yards. Sometimes it's a field possession battle. So now you should be able to back B-Tech up a little bit because of that gain.
Sam Candati had a fake last week for a 1st down against Syracuse. Lane will field it. And he's run right up the middle with plenty of room to run after he breaks some tackles down the sideline. Flag on the play. He's going to go all the way for a house call, but let's see what the flag is about. Beaver ball in full effect. With the onside kick and potentially a kick return, you know those special teams historically been great here at Virginia Tech, but let's check in with Mike Roach, the lead official.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 31. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down, timeout.
Luke Shields with the infraction for Virginia Tech. Wipes off the touchdown off the board. Nonetheless, Tech has been in control and looking to tack on more. And sometimes you have to take your bumps and bruises on the road to learn. You see how well they've done today.
Or take your shots, right? How aggressive they have been today with the onside kicks and just coming out the gate swinging.
Yeah, they've learned. At least this week they have. And Drones, plenty of room to run. He's still on his feet, weaving through traffic and defenders and taken down inside the 20-yard line. Amari Jackson able to trip him up, but Kyron Drones, he has been a one-man wrecking crew.
Just an unbelievable job. You know, they pulled their tackle, big Xavier Chaplin, from the left tackle all the way to the right side. Kyron Drones fakes the pitch and follows the big tackle up the middle.
A 59-yard run by Drones. Tuten up the middle. Met at the 12-yard line by Vinny DePalma. 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
It has been all V-Tech in the run game. They're doing things right out of Boston College's playbook. They're coming right at you, allowing their offensive line to get physical, but also forcing you to protect the edges by running some wide zone as well.
Virginia Tech on the move. Drones over 100 yards, 12 carries, 116 yards already. The toss to Tuten. Tuten tries to turn the corner, will get enough for the 1st down, it looks like. Pupil brings him down at the 5.
A very simple run game being implemented. We saw Drones have that huge explosive to go over 50 yards with the fake pitch, and now you come back to pitching it to Tuten right there to go get that first down and bring up 1st and goal. Offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen doing a heck of a job right now playing this chess match.
1st and goal from the 5. Lane in motion. They find Lane, wide open, walks it into the end zone for the 5-yard score. Another touchdown for Virginia Tech, and they are in complete control here in Chestnut Hill.
When you're having success running the ball downhill in between the tackles, you force the defensive linebackers, the DBs, to always look at Drones or Tuten. So that one right there, a nice little wrinkle to have Jalen Lane running a little flare route out of the backfield for an easy walk-in score.
You saw Jeff Hafley there as the extra point is up and good. Talking strategy. But Kyron Drones has been a one-man show. He has taken care of business. You see a huge run there for 58 yards and then caps it off with an easy touchdown pass to Lane. Tech up 24-7 midway through the second.
Man, this coach done took over our office.
And he's used
4-7. The Hokies leading the Eagles. Their last drive, 4 plays, 75 yards, 1 minute 50 seconds off the clock. Kyron Drones has been phenomenal today. Hokies kick it off, and a fair catch for the Eagles. Let's check in with Maryland.
The entire Hokies sideline, offense, defense, and yes, special teams is energetically reflective of the success they're having on the field, and that energy is why they've been able to be successful. Jalen Lane said, "We have not won on the road because we haven't started fast when we travel. Our challenge to ourselves this week was bring our own juice no matter what the environment is in Chestnut Hill." He said, "We have to be elevated in our energy no matter what's going on or where we are."
Thank you, Maryland. Boston College has helped, though. Castellanos, only 3 completions for 19 yards, and an incompletion there to Dino Tomlin. His 3 completions have all been to Tomlin to this point, but 2 big interceptions have cost Boston College 10 points.
Yeah, I know Dino Tomlin has been huge for Castellanos today, but he has to be able to catch that one. You have your young quarterback is struggling. He's thrown 2 interceptions. Right now, you're down by 17 points. Everybody around Thomas Castellanos needs to step up and elevate their game so this young man can get a little bit more comfortable out there.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Castellanos gets around the edge, and will be taken down at the 32-yard line. 7-yard gain. Mansour Delane brings him down.
This Boston College team does not panic. They've been down before. They're still going to implement their run game to try to get back into this, and they're going to hope that their wide receivers are able to come up big, but they're going to stay the course.
Xavier Coleman in the backfield, a wide receiver by trade, but because of injury at running back today. They give it to Coleman, turns the corner. He's going to be close to the sticks. Tackle made by Nasir Peoples. Good tackle by Peoples, and we have a player on the ground, and that is, can't really see the number there, but we will step aside for the injury and get an update here in a moment. It looks like we'll have that update for you on the other side.
From festive parties to family gatherings, we've got your holidays covered with great deals at Men's Wear.
Virginia Tech leading 24-7. 2 players went down on that last play. Jalen Jones, the junior from Richmond, Virginia, and Jaden McDonald, the redshirt sophomore from Salem, Virginia. 4th and 1 for Boston College. A big 4th down play considering they're trailing by 17 points.
And this makes no sense to me. 4th and 1 and you're in shock though.
Castellanos looks like he's snuck past the marker for a first down.
Yeah, you was able to squeak past it right there, George, but I hate when offensive coordinators in 4th and 1 situations go in shotgun and start 5 yards back to go forwards.
1st and 10. Handoff up the middle to the 40-yard line. 4-yard gain.
Boston College getting back to what they do best, pulling left guard Kyle Hergel right there, just running the power O. Got to lean on these big boys up front in order to get back into this thing. Get back to your bread and butter, and that will open up the passing game for Castellanos.
2nd and 6, Broom in the pistol. And Broom avoids a tackler in the backfield and able to gain positive yardage as he falls forward for 2. Avoids near disaster there in the backfield.
Unbelievable job by Broom. As you can see, you know, VTech being aggressive right now, being able to come downhill, and you saw Lawson right there, missed the tackle in the backfield. What a great run by Broom to be able to get positive yards on that one.
Deontay Jenkins brings him down after the missed tackle. Castellanos, nowhere to go on that one. Castellanos will lose 2 on that play. Cole Nelson, first on the scene, the junior from Johns Creek, Georgia.
This VTech coaching staff has been really excited about Cole Nelson. They've talked about him stepping up. He knifes in, is able to keep his eyes on Castellanos all the way for a huge tackle for a loss, coming up big for this Virginia Tech defense to get off the field.
They're forced to punt. And it has not been Boston College's day thus far. Candati. The end-over-end punt, fielded by Lane at his 15, and gets popped right away at the 16-yard line. Tackle there made by Owen McGowan, who is playing running back. He's playing linebacker potentially at times, and a special teams maven as well.
Yeah, he's all over the field for this Boston College team. Jalen Lane, a bit reckless right there on that return. As you can see earlier in the game, he had one called back. He's trying desperately to make a play, but that one I thought there was a little bit too much traffic and thought he should have caught it.
Previous plays under further review.
Let's see what they would be reviewing. Would it be about the hit on Jalen Lane?
The plays being reviewed for potential targeting.
There it is.
There it is from the referee, right?
If we could take a look here, I'd love to get your thoughts on it, Orlando, as that's a huge penalty, as we know, in college football.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, Owen McGowan playing a bunch of positions, but right there, it looks like it may have been
Davion Crouch.
Davion Crouch coming in. They're checking it out right there.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's crown of the helmet.
I think by the letter of the law that Davion Crouch, they might be over today, George.
Yeah, that one seems like an easy call.
Don't anticipate the referees taking too much time
now,
on their decision right here.
Again, just for the folks at home, no targeting on the field initially, and it has to be clear and conclusive evidence, which you and I believe that seems to be the case.
Yeah,
I don't love the rule, by the way, that kids get tossed in that scenario, but it is what the rule is.
Yeah, it's college football. You already are very limited with how many games you have, right? So I've never loved that rule, but you got to be able to protect your players. And Davion Crouch, he comes in, he lowers that head, and it looks like the crown of his helmet hits Jalen Lane. So I don't think that he's going to be able to stay in this game, George.
Mike Roach is still looking at it. He's seen the angles that you're seeing at home at the moment, and he is taking the headset off.
After further review, there is no targeting on the play. It'll be first down.
Wow. Okay.
I guess we don't know what targeting is there, partner, because I thought he kind of dipped down and exploded up as he was coming in, leading in with the crown of that helmet. But our head referee says different.
Well, Davion Crouch is still in the game and credited with a tackle. The sophomore from Tampa Bay, Florida. Virginia Tech will begin their drive on their own 17-yard line. Their average starting position has been their own 39. This is the deepest they've started today. Drones again. And this time wrapped up immediately after a short gain of 1.
Interesting play call right there by Tyler Bowen, because typically you've had Tuten as their lead blocker. Right there, they split him out and try to let Kyron Drones do it on his own with the offensive line. But a great play by BC, being able to make that stop for a gain of 1.
Boston College needs a stop here. They cannot afford another Virginia Tech score with 3:15 to go in the first half. BC showing blitz. Drones changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Drones keeps it, throws it on the run to his tight end, Daquan Wright, and picks up positive yardage. It'll be 3rd and long here still, or medium, let's call it, 3rd and 6.
Great job by Boston College defending the triple option. You can hand it off to Tuten. Drones could run it or he could throw it. So heck of a job with his defense, reading all the keys to bring up this 3rd and long. This is a gotta-have-it play for this Boston College defense.
Virginia Tech has completed 3 of the last 4 third downs, and he puts it right on the money to Daquan Felton. Felton stays on his feet and spun around and down at the 9-yard line, but a flag on the play.
It's going to be on BC, this flag. I think we got a neutral zone infraction on the defensive line.
Offside, defense number 13. That penalty's declined. Offensive take the result of the play for a first down.
A 70-yard gain, and Virginia Tech a backbreaker here before the end of the half.
And a great job by Kyron Drones, understanding the situation. You have a free play, so take the shot. He's able to deliver a nice strike to Daquan Felton in stride right there.
Tuten in the backfield. They've got a tight end there with him. Tuten up the middle, inside the 5, trying to keep the legs churning and down to the 4-yard line, a 5-yard gain. 2nd and goal for Virginia Tech. We're nearing the 2-minute mark in the first half. And at some point, Boston College, I know they've had some come from behind victories, but none of this proportion this season.
Yeah, it's getting a bit out of hand. It's getting into a situation where come out second half and you might just have to throw the ball in order to try to get back in it. And that's going to take Boston College out of their comfort zone, not being able to rely on that run game.
2nd and goal from the 4. Tuten up the middle for a touchdown. Bhayshul Tuten gives Virginia Tech a huge lead going into the half with 1:33 to go in the second quarter. 30-7 Hokies.
A great run by Bhayshul Tuten, but even better blocks by this offensive line. They give him what he needs to read that thing out one gap at a time. There was like 3 different cutback lanes on that last one. This offensive line is being dominant and finishing guys in the end zone.
Extra point is up and good. A 24-point lead for Virginia Tech.
Unbelievable job by Tuten reading this thing out and just bringing physicality. This guy's like a bowling ball. He is running with confidence right now, and that's what we said early on in this game. This whole VTech offense goes through Drones and Tuten, and when those guys are rolling, everybody else is rolling, as we could see today, doing a heck of a job getting it done with the run game.
Coach Brent Pry told us earlier this week about Tuten. Quiet personality, big smile, and this is a direct quote. He said, looks like he came out of the womb to play football.
Yeah, he's rocked up. I mean, this guy looks like he lives in the weight room. Very smart football player. You know, when you look at him run the ball, George, what's impressive, it's like he knows where the offensive line is going, and he trusts those guys up front to get their jobs done.
What are you doing here if you're Jeff Hafley? Are you trying to score here? in these 90 seconds with 3 timeouts, or 93 seconds?
Absolutely. You are down by, what is that, 24 points? You got to throw the ball. You got to try to get back in this thing and try to build some confidence some way. VTech gets the ball back at halftime. You got
to try,
every series matters.
Coming up on the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report with Kelsey Riggs, we have first half analysis of this contest. Georgia Tech and Clemson with an update on that, and a preview of Miami and number 4 Florida State, a game that I know you'll be watching closely later today.
Absolutely. You know, Miami's dropped a couple, but Florida State, Miami, those games are always great to watch. The natural-born hatred in both of those universities and colleges, it's unbelievable to watch. So I'll definitely be tuning into that one later on.
Boston College on their own 25, empty backfield. Underneath to Lewis Bond, a short gain of 4 yards. Derek Canteen with the tackle, and Boston College in the hurry up. Castellanos barking out the orders.
Yeah, great tackle by Canteen, but an even better catch by Bond coming through for his young quarterback.
Castellanos with time in the pocket, fires one over the middle to his tight end Franklin for a first down, taken down at the 49-yard line. A 20-yard gain, and Boston College in business.
A nice route by Franklin.
Castellanos with time, takes a deep shot down the field. His man had a step, but too far for Joseph Griffin. Dorian Strong in coverage.
Dorian Strong already with 2 interceptions on the day. Surprised that Castellanos went at him right there. Thought he got a little handsy, but he is trying to play physical on the edges, not allowing these wide receivers to run free back there.
Boston College with 3 timeouts, 1 minute and 1 second left in the first half. They're on their own 49. Remember, the traditional college football first down rules in effect under 2 minutes. So the clock will stop with every first down, which helps Boston College in this situation. Castellanos all day to throw to the sideline, incomplete, too high for Jaden Williams, his intended target inside the 35-yard line.
That's the next step for Castellanos, his accuracy. In order for him to be able to get a shot at the NFL, he's going to have to be able to bring those footballs down right there, because the wide receiver's wide open. That's a nice, easy throw that you should be able to make to Jalen Williams on the sidelines right there.
3rd and 10 for Boston College. Clock stops on the incompletion. This is 2-down territory the whole way anyway.
Yes,
4-down territory, rather. Castellanos. Virginia Tech coming with a delayed blitz. Launches one down the sideline and sails it over the head of Lewis Bond. It looks like the delayed blitz kind of got to him there a little bit.
Yeah, you know, right read trying to go to Lewis Bond right there, but the delayed blitz definitely looked like they were a little bit of miscommunication as Castellanos trying to go over the top, where Lewis Bond thinking a little bit more back shoulder right there. BC getting ready to punt this thing.
Virginia Tech, as you mentioned, Orlando, won the toss, and they will receive in the second half. Candati had a fake punt for a first down last week. And this one a wobbler to Tucker Holloway, and he will fair catch it near the 10-yard line. 44 seconds left in the first half. And just when you thought Boston College was starting to get in business, that drive stalled very quickly.
Yeah, not able to keep it going. Right here, if I'm Coach Pry, if I'm VTech, I'm kneeling this thing, George, and getting out of here at halftime. Not giving BC any opportunities to make a play on the football. Not going to try to be aggressive, being up 26 points. Trying to get into halftime and make some adjustments. Come out swinging in the second half.
The Hokies with the ball at their own 11. 44 seconds left in the first half, and they're going to go. They're putting the foot on the gas. They got a man open. It's Felton with a first down at the 31-yard line. They are not taking a knee. They are going for it.
When you have a team down and there's miscommunication, I get the concept. Hopefully it pays off big for Virginia Tech.
Clock now resets and ticking. Drones with time over the middle. Caught by Lane. Lane bounces off a tackler. Now running down the sidelines and out of bounds near midfield. Another big play there, 18-yard gain for the Hokies.
That's been the story of the day for Boston College defensively. The missed tackles, not being able to bring guys down. Those leaky yards that VTech has been able to capitalize on by just keeping their feet running.
28 seconds left in the half. Here comes the blitz. Drones running around, dancing, and throws it in no man's land. Nobody there. Trainers checking on him.
Intentional grounding, offense number 1. It's a loss of down for spot of the foul. You also stopped the clock for an injury to team B, to the defense rather, so there's no options for 10-second runoffs.
So that's the first sack for either team today, and as we thought, as Horsley walks off the field on his own power, good sign there. That particular play looked like a pretty obvious intentional grounding, and it gets called.
Yeah, when you blitz and you're able to get to the quarterback, great things happen. This is Kyron Drones trying to do everything in his power to not take a negative play, but as you can see, nobody in that area. So the call on the field for the referees.
Virginia Tech still has all 3 timeouts.
Virginia Tech has taken its first timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Make it 2 now. And Brent Pry told Maryland at the end of the first quarter they need to be aggressive, and that continues to be the case here in the first half.
Yeah, they've come out defensively. They have been able to get some takeaways, get some huge stops, keyed in all the way. But offensively, they've kept their foot on the gas pedal, being aggressive. And when you play a team like Boston College that wants to control the clock and run the football, you have to be aggressive. So I love the philosophy, and the game plan is even better by head coach Brent Pry.
Let's check in with Maryland.
Virginia Tech's D-line and O-line have been congratulating one another for the aggression that they're playing with on both sides of the ball. And Pry was really frustrated with the loss at Louisville because it lacked exactly that. That was his one challenge to his team today. Come in and play with the demeanor that we say is a part of our identity. So far they have.
No question about that. Drones 8 of 11 for 182 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Play action. Throws it off his back foot. Dangerous pass. Incomplete. Sails it over his intended target, Stephen Gosnell. Now 8 of 12 in the passing game for 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, he's 14 carries for 111 yards, a total of 293 yards for Drones.
In this situation, you know VTech is throwing the ball all the way. So finally, we're starting to see that pass rush for Boston College. It's been very ineffective in the first half because VTech has been able to run the ball. But right now, trying to score before half, you know they're throwing it every single time.
3rd and 16. Drones loses the football. The ball is on the ground. And he's able to regain it. Thankfully, he was looking left to throw and didn't get the ball and tuck it in.
Boston College takes a timeout. Their first of the game. Please just hit the game clock to 11 seconds. 0-1-1. Thank you.
Oh, no, it just went out the back door.
Yeah, Kyron Drones looking like he's trying to get that jailbreak screen out to the left. Just a quick screen, get to the perimeter and get what you could get. And the ball just slips out of his hand. Able to avoid a disaster situation right there, being able to jump on the football.
They had a couple seconds on the clock. You heard BC took a timeout. They still have 2 remaining. Punt team will come out for Virginia Tech. Don't forget, got some big games in the ACC today. Miami, Florida State at 3:30 Eastern on ABC. Pitt, Syracuse from Yankee Stadium, also at that time on ACC Network. Right after us, Duke in North Carolina, separated by a shade of blue and a couple of miles in that fierce rivalry. Wes Durham, Tim Hasselbeck, and Taylor Tenenbaum will be on the call on that game.
Yeah, you got to be thinking Boston College has to be thinking some kind of trick play right here, taking a timeout to get an opportunity at this punt return.
And they almost get there. Fair catch. And Boston College will begin this drive with 5 seconds left after the 38-yard punt. You got to take a shot, right? You're not kneeling it here at this point if you took the timeout.
Some type of double move. I think, well, they took the timeout to try to block the punt, but right now they're going to get an opportunity to put this ball in the air. Some type. Oh no, they're going to take a knee. Yeah. So not being able to block that punt, just going to call it a half and try to regroup.
Why not take a deep shot down the field? What do you have to lose?
Nothing to lose, but it's 75 yards.
Yeah, but
you take a deep shot and then you probably end up, your clock runs out in that situation maybe.
Well, it has been total domination thus far to begin the third quarter.
I want to say a quick apology to all Virginia Tech fans and alumni for calling them the name that they don't like to be called. It won't happen again, but back when I was getting recruited by Virginia Tech, a coach had called it the other name for me. But apologies anyways to that fan base.
It's okay. Good job there, partner. Let's check in with Maryland.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
Those Hokies, whatever you want to call them, showed up to breakfast, Brent Pry said, with the attitude that they've played with all day today. He said it carried over into warm-ups, and I expected us to have the type of game we're having. We've done a really nice job now getting BC off schedule. He said we got to continue that, and we will stay aggressive on offense. This is the type of game we want.
They have certainly played this to perfection, or near perfection, in the first half. Drones on the run to his tight end, right, switching his positioning to try to gain more yards as he cuts back inside, picks up the first down, the big fella.
Daquan Wright showing his athleticism out there in space, being a tough body to bring out, but another perfect read by Drones on the edges.
11-yard gain for Daquan Wright. The handoff is to Tuten. He bounces off a defender and he breaks it out to the outside, tripped up in Boston College territory by Amari Jackson. And this run game continues to show its dominance for the Hokies.
And Tuten continues to run tough and hard, bouncing off tacklers. This offense has found so much success today by just keeping their legs going. Virginia Tech just with a full head of steam offensively and not being complex as well. Letting these big boys up front get after it.
On first down, Tuten goes down near the line of scrimmage, perhaps a gain of 1. John Pupil on the tackle.
Boston College has to find a way to get a momentum change in play. If I'm the coach of this team right now, I'm looking around at everybody saying somebody has to step up, somebody has to make a huge play to try to capture some of this momentum in the second half, and hopefully they're rolling in the right direction.
The Eagles with a 5-game win streak on the line, and a flag on the play. Potentially a false start.
False start. Offense, number 33. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That was our lead official, Mike Roach, and that's Bhayshul Tuten with the false start.
Bit unconventional right there. Normally you don't see Tuten false start. He's normally keyed in to his assignment and what he has to get done. This is where VTech has struggled when they get behind the sticks, when they have those self-inflicted wounds. So let's see what they do offensively to try to crawl themselves out of that hole.
We saw a ton of that last week against Louisville. Drones with the keeper. Gets to the outside and taken down at the 39-yard line by Cole Baston, a gain of 12. So he gains most of it back. 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Hokies.
I love the combination. Inside zone run plays, then outside zone run plays for Virginia Tech, continuing to keep this Boston College defense off balance.
Drones has been magnificent in this game.
And the double snap counts to try to get Boston College to show what they're doing defensively. Man, I tell you, Virginia Tech has come to play today.
Drones with the keeper, pushes forward and should have enough for the first down. John Pupil takes him down. Let's check in with Maryland.
Kyron Drones said that he really feels confident in the growth and his awareness within this offense. He says, I know it's my time now, and I've got to go out and I've really got to lead these guys, mostly by example, he said, and I love the way that that's coming along as I've been able to be that guy. But as a quarterback, I'm becoming more vocal, too.
They've been talking about the growth of his leadership since he started in week 3. Drones rolling to his right on the run to the boundary. It is caught by Aiden Green, and Green will pick up 8 yards on that play.
That's a nice change right there for Virginia Tech. Last week they struggled with their blocking on the perimeter when moving the pocket. A nice clean pocket right there for easy throw for Kyron Drones to bring up 2nd and short.
2nd and 2 upcoming. And you mentioned last week, or we talked about last week, their issues on 3rd down, but really that was about 1st down.
They weren't staying ahead on the down and distance. They weren't staying ahead of the sticks. They were those self-inflicted wounds, the false starts, the holding calls that hurt that offense last week.
It was the worst 1st down yardage they'd gained in a game since the Old Dominion game. And they pushed the pile forward for a 1st down there. Quan Williams with the tackle.
You could tell this coaching staff has lit a fire underneath these guys because you don't see the tackle for losses. You don't see a lot of the penalties. These guys have been dialed in this entire game, and the scoreboard reflects it for Virginia Tech. Also playing complementary football as well on all 3 phases.
4-yard gain. Virginia Tech, 202 passing yards, 195 on the ground. That is nearly perfect balance. Drones keeps it again. Breaking tackles and picks up another 1st down as he's down to the 13-yard line. An 11-yard gain there.
He does such a great job with the fake, pulling it at that last minute. Faked out the cameraman, faked me out as well to pick up that 1st down.
If I'm being honest, I was quiet because I, too, was faked out, but that's why you just sit back and let the play develop sometimes. Let the picture tell the story.
Doing a great job hiding that football.
They are.
And we're all the way up here. I can't imagine being on the football field trying to see it.
Quick toss to Lane. Lane cuts back, taken down inside the 5, near the marker again by Jalen Cheek with the tackle. A 9-yard gain. He'll be a yard shy of the 1st down.
Coming back to that play where they scored a touchdown early, you know, getting the ball to Jalen Lane. Stephen Gosnell did a heck of a job blocking on the perimeter for Lane to be able to get what he just got and bring up a 2nd and 1. All 11 guys for Virginia Tech are keyed in and playing for each other right now on this offense.
Drones in shotgun to Tuten up the middle. Keeps the legs churning, and he gets in the end zone. A touchdown. You want to talk about fortitude. What a display of power by Tuten. Another touchdown for the Hokies. And their commanding lead grows to 30.
Just resilient. You know, he looks like he stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he's able to keep those legs turning to go get in the end zone. An unbelievable effort by Tuten right there.
His 3rd touchdown of the day, the hat trick for Tuten. The extra point is up and good. And Virginia Tech on top, 38-7. Tuten with 3 touchdowns. Kyron Drones, also a dominating performance. But that defense has been legit today. We'll get to them in just a moment. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Marilyn Payne with you here in Chestnut Hill. And the kick out of bounds and a penalty on Virginia Tech.
Free kick out of bounds. The kicking team. The BC football at the 35-yard line.
Maybe a break that Boston College needed. They have had a rough day, including Thomas Castellanos. Maybe we should go back to calling him Thomas because we started calling him Tommy because he told us, and he has had a rough one today. But what is Virginia Tech doing? They have caused this performance today.
Yeah, talking to head coach Brett Pry earlier in the week, he talked about this defense had to be able to put Thomas Castellanos in true passing situations. So to me, that's 3rd and 6+, and this defense has done that. They are very twitchy, fast-flowing defense. They haven't changed who they are. They're going to be very aggressive. These linebackers come downhill, and they are going to react to run, but they have to play tough coverage. And they've been able to do that today, having 2 interceptions on Thomas Castellanos.
Nope, it is caught. Is it in bounds? No. They say out of bounds. Dino Tomlin could not haul it in.
This is where Castellanos could take the next step, because Dino Tomlin had the man beat.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down at the previous spot.
I think that one's very close, though.
That's a tough angle because the official's in the way. But he didn't control it all the way through. He had caught it initially on the field, but then on the way out, lost it.
Yeah, his feet looked like it was very close to the sidelines right there. But that's where Castellanos has to take the next step, be able to get that ball there a lot sooner to move the chains.
Virginia Tech showing blitz. They get close. Screen to Barfield. No, check that. To Lewis Bond. Picks up the 1st down on that play.
I like that play call right there with the over-aggressive defense. A nice screen gets you behind that first wave of rushers.
In the hurry up, Castellanos up the middle, weaving through traffic. Picks up 6 yards there. We'll call it about 5.5. Norrell Pollard, one of the captains on defense, with the tackle.
I like that play right there, George, because it was a nice little tempo play, right? Where you're able to get a 1st down, get right to the line of scrimmage, and go again. The clock is ticking. The clock is not Boston College's friend right now. And if you're Virginia Tech, you just got to keep on doing what you're doing.
2nd and 5. Castellanos under pressure, throwing as he's been taken down. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. That was close. APR, Antoine Powell-Ryland, one of the leading sack artists in all of the country, with the pressure there.
Ryland doing what he does best, beating the tackle just off the get-go. Taylor.
There's no foul on the play for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside of the box, threw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
And by mere inches, it was not in the grass. APR with the pressure.
He's going to get more opportunities, though, right? Because the game's a little bit out of hand. If I'm Virginia Tech defensively, it is pass rush all the way for the entire game.
3rd and 5. BC. Castellanos tries to turn the corner. He cannot. Taken down by Phildarius Payne.
Sideline to sideline. These guys on this Virginia Tech defense right now, it's all about getting downhill. They are keyed in. They are watching that football, and you're seeing the big hits. They're swarming to that football right now, George.
4th down and 4 to go.
Boston College already an aggressive team. They will go for it even when the score is closer. So it doesn't surprise me right now that they're going for it.
They've been great this year in 4th down. Castellanos over the middle. Caught by Griffin, dragging defenders. And inside the 35-yard line to the 33, a 1st down. They've added to that 73% completion percentage on 4th down.
Great throw by Castellanos, understanding exactly where Griffin is. These 2 guys have a special connection. I've been surprised so far today that he hasn't went to Joseph Griffin a little bit more.
Their success on 4th down continues. Diamond formation to the top of the screen. Broom. Not much there, but he stays on his feet. Now he's pushing the pile, and here come the big uglies pushing him forward to the 30-yard line.
Hey, why did they gotta be big uglies, partner?
I mean, you're a handsome fellow.
I also have lost 100 pounds, though.
That is true.
But I mean, those guys getting it done. Great job turning the feet right there by Broom. Bringing up 2nd and 7.
BC in the hurry up. Castellanos under pressure, avoids a tackler, throws on the run. Throws it, it's complete to Jeremiah Franklin, the big tight end, with a diving reception inside the 15-yard line to the 13, a 17-yard gain.
Great job by Castellanos being able to find a seam to climb the pocket and throw the ball down to his big tight end, Franklin.
Castellanos keeps and dives down at the 11. No gain.
That's what just hasn't been here today for this Boston College offense. Those call-it-up quarterback design runs. Castellanos usually able to find bigger holes and be more explosive, but credit to this Virginia Tech defense being very explosive at the line of scrimmage and being not giving them any rushing lanes.
4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Boston College trying to put up some points and claw their way back into this one. Castellanos dives forward for a few yards, a gain of 2. Mario Kendricks, the tackler for the Hokies. Third and 5.
Right now, Boston College going to their jumbo formation. They like to bring in their big offensive tackle, Jack Conley. He's wearing number 44. He comes in with their big tight end. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in this situation. They usually run it when Conley's in the game.
He's on the left side at number 44, as you mentioned. They toss it to Franklin, the tight end, and he's upended near the line of scrimmage, but a flag on the play. Mansour Delane, the tackler on Franklin. Great job by Delane there.
Yeah, that's a heck of a tackle. Franklin's a big boy.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense, number 11, 15-yard penalty, third down.
Lewis Bond with the infraction for Boston College.
Yeah, came in from the top of the screen trying to get a block to help free up his tight end, Franklin. But that right there, those are illegal blocks. There's no room in this game for those type of blocks. Guys get hurt when they don't see that thing coming. So hopefully Lewis Bond, gets coached up and doesn't do something like that again.
The redshirt sophomore from Chicago, Kenwood Academy. Under 4 to go in the third quarter. 12th play of the drive for the Eagles.
This might be a good thing. It might open up the field a little bit more. Sometimes when you're in that red area, those windows are tight.
3rd and 20. Franklin pushed out of bounds. He'll be short of the sticks, but it'll be a more manageable 4th down situation for the Eagles as he's out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Caleb Woodson knocks him out, and he loses his shoe as well.
I like that call right there, George, though. The cornerback off coverage on Franklin. You got your big tight end. He's going to have some physicality and create a mismatch. Just get him the ball nice and easy to, try to get back a lot of those penalty yards. And now you're right back kind of where you started with this 4th and 5.
Boston College needs to convert this, needs to get in the end zone for a shot. Castellanos got a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Jaden Skeets, the freshman from Hyde Park, Massachusetts, puts him on the board. Still a long way to go for Boston College, but one step in the right direction.
And Jaden Skeet is a guy that this coaching staff really likes. The true freshman, his snaps have been increasing as the season has went on. Right there, him and Castellanos having a great connection on that back shoulder. Thomas Castellanos, 2 plays attacking that left side of the field and attacking off coverage, putting the football where only his guy could catch it.
They're going for 2. Castellanos rolling to his right, dumps it off to Bond. He gets the 2-point conversion. 38-15. Down 23. Here's the touchdown to Skeet, and Lewis Bond with the 2-point conversion. BC trying to claw their way back in.
Greatness is a feeling. Fearless. Brotherhood. Greatness is more than winning the game.
A great play call right here by offensive coordinator Steve Shimko. Puts the whole entire offensive line over here. Only has his center, Drew Kennel, right here. But what we're going to see is Lewis Bond being able to kind of squeak out as this ball is snapped and get some extra blocking from the center, Drew Kennel, for a nice, easy touchdown to the right side of the field.
That caps off a 13-play drive for 65 yards, 5 minutes and 58 seconds off the clock. Boston College looking like they're going to try an onside. They do, and they kick it right to Virginia Tech at their own 49-yard line. Jordan McDonald now has 7 rushing touchdowns this season.
Yeah, he did it with vision and physicality. I mean, he has been the heart and soul of this Virginia Tech offense today. And it doesn't hurt that Kyron Drones has been able to soften up his defense for Boston College as well with his legs.
78 yards on the ground for Tuten. Drones, play action under pressure, rolling to his right, throws off his back foot and nearly throws an interception. Luckily, it was too far out of bounds for Kari Johnson.
Interesting play call right there. You know, Boston College went for the onside kick. Virginia Tech was able to recover it, so they start the field possession with great field possession. For them to come out throwing right there where they've had so much success running the football at the start of series was a bit surprising.
2nd and 10, ball on the 49. Drones keeps it and wrapped up immediately. KP Price, the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Virginia Tech, 6 of 10 on 3rd downs.
That's what this Boston College defense has been missing today, George. Those single tackles. When guys get back there, they have missed a lot of solo tackles today, and Virginia Tech has capitalized one of a rare single solo tackle for this defense today.
9 of the 10 tries on 3rd down for Virginia Tech have been 6 yards or less, so they're staying on schedule. One of your earlier points to begin the broadcast. The toss to Felton, and he's going to be just shy of the 1st down, an 8-yard gain. Do you go for it here if you're Brent Pry? You've been aggressive all day.
Yes, for me, George, I'm an offensive lineman. I used to play that. If it's under 1.5 yards, and I was a head coach, I'm going for it, especially on the road. You know, this team has been horrible this year on the road. It's been horrible on the road during Brent Pry's whole entire tenure, only being one of 9, and this year being 0 for 4. So yes, I'm trying to go for it right now.
Drones keeps it, makes a man miss, and easily picks up the 1st down. A 4-yard gain. And the clock is in Virginia Tech's favor now.
They have been just so good today, keeping Boston College on their heels. Boston College not knowing what's coming next. And those 4th and 1 situations, being able to run Drones, that's the X factor.
Ball on the 36-yard line, and Virginia Tech now taking its time. Running back wrapped up in the backfield. But they need to get off the field, as Coach Hafley mentioned. Virginia Tech in control. Malachi Thomas with open field in front of him. An easy touchdown. Dial it up. A house call for Malachi Thomas of 35 yards.
Another missed tackle by this Boston College defense. But man, Virginia Tech is pouring this thing on. Malachi Thompson does a heck of a job reading this thing out, one gap at a time. And a nice change of pace back as you see him get into that open field and explode and burst to the end zone.
The extra point is up and good. The Hokies 45-15. The most points for the Hokies since they scored 48 on November 13th, 2021 against Duke.
Everybody for this Virginia Tech offense right now, just giving everything that they have. There's a party in the end zone and everybody's invited. As you see Felton high-fiving Thomas in the end zone right there. But the story of the day has been the missed tackles for Boston College and Virginia Tech being able to capitalize on them. Having a 1-2-3 punch offensively between Drones, Tuten, and now you see Thomas getting invited to the party as well.
4 rushing touchdowns by their running backs today.
Boston College is going to have to be in 2-minute mode for the rest of the way here.
Yeah, no question about that. But they have to go against this defense for Virginia Tech, who's been phenomenal.
Yeah, they've been unreal. They've got after the passer. They've been able to create some turnovers. Dorian Strong, 2 on the day. But this defense has been twitched up, keyed into their assignments, and not giving Boston College any room to go. You got to feel great if you're Coach Pry and how your team responded after losing last week. Virginia Tech on the road, finding a way to get it done.
Let's see what the response is from Boston College as this thing has gotten away from them in a big, big way. Trail by 30. Castellanos all day to throw. Takes a deep shot. His man has a step, but he overthrows his man, Jaden Williams, by about a half step.
Yeah, Jaden Williams, great, clean release at the line of scrimmage. They're able to get on top of the DB. Love it right there. But, man, you got to be able to, the game of football, right? It's all about inches. We talk about it all the time, as cliched as it sounds. But at 3 inches shorter, and that's a house call. It's a one-and-done play. You know Thomas Castellanos wants that one back.
2nd and 10. Castellanos under pressure, running around trying to make a play, and throws a dangerous pass, but a flag on the play. Could be pass interference. Kelly Lawson in coverage. Dino Tomlin, the intended target, but another flag drops in, so we have 2. One at the 45 and one at the 49.
I think Castellanos might have been very close to maybe crossing the line of scrimmage on that one.
So check that. Now actually one in the back field area at the 26, and then one near the 49.
Illegal forward pass on the offense, number 1. It's a 5-yard penalty. Also includes a loss of down. There is no foul for defensive pass interference on the play. It wasn't a legal pass.
There you have it. He was past the line of scrimmage.
Lawson tight in coverage, but Castellanos, as you could see, his whole entire body crosses the line of scrimmage right there as he's throwing the ball down the field.
Easy call for the officials.
This is a good building block, though, for Thomas Castellanos and this young offense that Boston College has.
Castellanos with time, throws it too high, and another dangerous pass. This one tipped by Dante Lovett, the freshman from Landover, Maryland, to Matha High School, powerhouse in that area.
Yeah, Lovett climbed the ladder right there. He needed every bit of that 6-foot body frame to go up there and tip that football.
A rough day for Castellanos, and the Boston College offense continues.
It is a rough day, but this offense, they're used to leaning on people, playing physical. Now you're going to be able to work on some things, work on the passing game. This game's already out of reach and out of hand. I don't think Boston College is going to be able to come back, but you definitely can learn some things from this football game.
Fair catch at the 49-yard line. Virginia Tech running away with this one here at Chestnut Hill.
We have a special guest today on ESPN College Game Day. The guy comes.
Impact of MMA expert Bruce Lombard on the way that they play. They have controlled Boston College's run game significantly at the hands of improvement of how they play with their hands. Defensive tackle Cole Nelson said that working one-on-one with our coaching staff after Lombard's help really taught us where to pee in on our hands, quick muscle reactions, how to protect your chest, recoil your hands faster.
Thank you, Marilyn. We've got some new players in the backfield. Grant Wells checks in at quarterback. Bryce Duke at running back gets that particular carry. Wells started the season, got hurt in that Purdue game. Kyron Drones, whose day is done today, has taken over ever since. And in regards to Bruce Lombard and that training, I don't know if you know this, partner, but your partner did martial arts for 25 years, including some MMA.
Nice.
And that training is crucial. I remember many years ago, late 90s, early 2000s, as that pass is incomplete, intended for Aiden Green. The San Francisco 49ers in the NFL were the first team to adopt this, particularly when it came to their corners and their D-line. And Bruce Lombard, whose training facility is based in State College, that's probably where Brent Pry met him back in his days at Penn State, has certainly helped not only the D-line, but the O-line, the wide receiver, the DB group as well. He will help anyone because, as you know, partner, hand fighting is a big part of this.
Yeah, when you're in that offensive line, defensive line world, it's all about the hand fighting.
And a screen pass to to Duke for a first down.
Yeah, a nice, easy read for Wells right there.
Getting their own leverage against them at times. Hand off to Duke on the right side. Short gain. Davion Crouch with the tackle.
I don't know why more and more teams, you know, if I'm at the college level, especially if I'm at the NFL level, I'm definitely mandating it as an offensive line coach or a defensive line coach. But it's so good just to be able to, that hand fighting, and be able to create strong physical hands to be able to strike.
Jeremiah Coney checks in, freshman for Virginia Tech, Richmond, Virginia. He gets the handoff and stopped by a wall of defenders. When I asked Brent Pry, I said, do you train? He's like, oh, no, goodness, no. And because then I told him the story that I trained for many years. Like, I'm not messing with you.
Yeah, Brent Pry, I think he talked about having like the tension bands. He said he has a couple of those in the office that he works out with, but that's about it.
I'm a lover, not a fighter these days, Coach Pry. Don't worry about it. 3rd and 8 for Virginia Tech.
This is a nice situation for Wells, right? Hasn't played a lot, but getting him to put the ball in the air right here.
The toss to the boundary and shut down after a short gain of about 2.5 yards. Cam Arnold with the tackle, and BC gets the stop.
I know we haven't called his name a lot today, Cam Arnold, because Virginia Tech has ran away with it, but he is an unbelievable football player, and he's going to be great. He's been the heart and soul of this defense. A great open field tackle by him right there. Came to Boston College as a DB back in the day, put on the weight and became a linebacker, can play all 3 positions for this Boston College defense.
46-yard attempt.
Virginia Tech takes its first time out of the half.
As Tech will take the timeout. Let's step aside here for a moment as they talk this over. Virginia Tech in control.
Football is the game of life, and it brings a community together. White, black.
Kyron Drones in the air, 12 of 17, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, 20 carries, 135 yards, 354 total yards today for Kyron Drones, our Saturday MVP, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yeah, he was unbelievable today. dang near perfect, if you ask me, with all of his reads in the run game, but he was even better in the passing game when he did throw the ball down the field. Kyron Drones got this offense for Virginia Tech going, and everybody else stepped up because of what he did. So a heck of a job on his day today.
A 46-yard attempt here for John Love. 3 of 4 on the season between 40 and 49. The kick is up, and it is good. John Love.
It's been complimentary football all day for Virginia Tech. A couple takeaways on the defense, some big-time special teams play with the onside kick. You see John Love, big kick right there to add 3 more points, and this offense was able to feed off of it as well because of it.
Virginia Tech, most points in an ACC road game since November 19th, 2005, when they scored 52 at Virginia in Charlottesville. And a career high for John Love on this kick.
It's going to go home feeling really good about himself, right? Those career highs, those are always special moments. But man, Virginia Tech, it did look a little like Beamer ball today.
It did.
All 3 phases contributed for this dominant performance by this Virginia Tech football team. You gotta go, you're going home today feeling really good about this program.
They have controlled this game from the outset because they got the 2 picks on the first 2 pass attempts on defense. They had the onside kick. They have never looked back since this game was kicked off.
Yeah, diving into the film early this week, looking at Virginia Tech, you know, I thought it was a combination of a couple things as far as why their record is exactly what it is right now. It was execution, the penalties, and just guys lacking the ability to go out there and make plays when you really need them to make plays. Today, completely different. Dominating the time of possession, dominating the total yards, but really playing complementary football on all 3 phases.
By the way, just a quick correction. The first pick was on the first pass, and the 2 total picks were on the first 4 passes by Boston College. Emmett Moorhead in the game now at quarterback for Castellanos, and throws one incomplete. Nate Johnson couldn't haul it in. And with Virginia Tech, well, I'll get to that in a second. Emmett Moorhead, as I mentioned, in at quarterback, started the final 4 games last season, started the season, and then on the 3rd series, I believe, was out of that first game. And now it's funny because when we talked to the coaches about that, they said Castellanos was going to come in on the 3rd or 4th series regardless. And Moorhead down the field gets knocked away by Dante Lovett. They said Castellanos was going to get in no matter what at that point, barring them having scored a couple touchdowns right out of the gate. And then he forced their hand by playing so well. They didn't win that game, but Castellanos was able to continue from that point forward. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, not a great game, obviously, today by Thomas Castellanos, but he is the future here at Boston College. This is going to be a good learning moment for this young man. You saw him throw that interception on the first play of the game. He hasn't been able to recover at all. Emmett Moorhead, incomplete right there.
To Jaden Skeet, the intended target. And they'll be punting as well. To Virginia Tech, which was what I was going to say a moment ago. First road win this season. The recipe for success was there. They started pounding it up the middle. Then they started to work the alleys and the boundaries. Really made the defense work in a way we hadn't seen Boston College have to work, maybe since the Louisville game that we did. And how much of this can be replicated moving forward for Virginia Tech?
I think a lot of it, because defensively they stayed true to who they were, an aggressive defense, playing man-to-man coverage, but offensively they found a way to capitalize when the defense was able to give them the ball. So this is definitely a recipe for success. Look for them.
Virginia Tech leading big here in Chestnut Hill. You hear, or you see rather, the ACC standings. Virginia Tech 1 win away once this is over from bowl eligibility under Brent Pry. Clemson also should get bowl eligibility today. They're leading 41-7 against Georgia Tech at the moment. prior to today's games, 8 teams in the ACC were bowl eligible. We'll have 9 today once Clemson goes final. And a couple of teams within striking distance still, Orlando.
Yeah, the future's very bright for the ACC. I think that some teams have fell off at the start of the year, but they stayed resilient. You know, you look at this Virginia Tech team and after that loss to Marshall earlier in the season, there were a lot of doubters. So great job by them staying true to their identity and figuring it out. This is a huge win for this Virginia Tech team today.
Last week, a big win for Clemson against Notre Dame. Dabo became the all-time winningest coach in Clemson history. Let's check in with Maryland.
Kyron Drones said that he really wanted to give these Virginia Tech fans a bowl game this season. He said this fan base deserves it. They've stuck with us regardless of what the season's looked like, and we really believe that we can play and win in a bowl game. He pointed out the history of the Hokies and Virginia Tech's bowl streak back when Frank Beamer was their head coach, and he said we've got to get back to that standard.
They've got NC State at home and at Virginia to end the season. Wells takes off, showing off the wheels. Can he finish the deal? No, the ball pops out into the end zone, and it looks like it'll be a touchback. Grant Wells, all the right intentions, but couldn't finish it off.
Wow. Grant Wells trying to take a page out of Kyron Drones' playbook.
On the field is a fumble in the field of play through the end zone. Resulting play is a touchback.
Victor Nelson shows you why you don't give up on plays right there for Boston College. Being able to get there at almost the last seconds, ripping down on that football to cause a touchback.
The junior from Gainesville, Florida. Wells got 57 yards until that fumble. He needed 60.
Wow.
Xavier Coleman. Tyler Childress with the tackle for Virginia Tech.
You're Boston College. I think right here you just got to run the football, try to get out of here as healthy as possible. You know, coming into today's game, they try to implement some different things and play a little bit unconventional. But right now, it's about the health of your football team and trying to win some of your remainder football games.
Childress with another tackle on Coleman. With Castellanos, Tommy had so much success, a 5-game win streak. Boston College had not had a 6-game win streak since the Matt Ryan days, I believe. And you still got to remember, this is his 10th start.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks, very young, clearly, in their first season starting. But you're going to have these ups and downs with young quarterbacks and young players in general.
Yeah, he was never able to get right after that first interception, it seemed. And then you saw the second interception happen as well. But offensively, just not a great day for this BC offense. But that's a credit to Virginia Tech's defense, staying true to them. But to point out your point, partner, I think that both of these quarterbacks are going to be great in the ACC.
No question.
They have a dynamic that a lot of quarterbacks are missing, and that's being able to use their legs.
Just incredibly athletic. To Castellanos' credit, when we spoke to him earlier this week, and the ball was touched, and Boston College may have recovered. The recovery there by Michael Wright, and BC gets a break. They needed one at some point.
Yeah, hopefully that break comes earlier in games, right?
The punt was muffed by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. It'll be BC football, first down.
As I was mentioning about Castellanos, but let's get to the replay. I'll finish the Castellanos story in our chat with him. Tucker Holloway calling for the fair catch, and it hit right off his chest. He was trying to one-hop it. At that point, you just got to let it bounce, man. and like get out of the way.
Yeah, those fair catches, they get tricky. You got to be yelling, Peter, Peter, and try to get your teammates away and try to catch that ball as clean as possible. Never really want it to bounce because it could bounce in many different directions and maybe possibly bounce off of you, as we just saw.
Andre Hines. This was a scout team running back. Last week got his first carries of the season against Syracuse, and this team, they celebrated him in a big, big way. He could have transferred, he could have left. Most kids would have. And he was crowd surfing in the locker room. The players were carrying him in the locker room after his carries. And he was bawling, crying, Jeff Hafley told us, just of joy.
Yeah, redshirt junior, right? I mean, you waited a very long time to get his opportunity. And sometimes that opportunity never comes, or people in today's college football, they jump ship, right, to go seek that opportunity out. But Andre stayed true to the system, worked his butt off, and got the opportunity last week and was called upon and was able to have some success last week. So great job by that young man. An even better job by his teammates of really surrounding him and lifting him up as well.
Reed Hines checks into the game and caught that last pass for BC. Getting back to Castellanos, he was fairly convincing about some of the flaws he still has in his game. He was talking to us how self-aware he was about some of the things he needs to work on, like sitting in the pocket a tad longer, trusting his guys and the offense, and just kind of what his eyes are seeing. And how do you feel like that potentially came apart today on how those things kind of were more in the forefront where he didn't trust his guys? What did you see from him that was not what you expected to see?
Well, I think it all starts with the play calling. You know, Steve Shimko, I think he's done a heck of a job of creating a playbook for the young Castellanos and giving him easy reads in the passing game, but allowing him to be himself. But today, coming out and throwing it on the first play might have not been the best thing to do against an aggressive defense that Virginia Tech does play. And he just never really got to settle the young quarterback back into the game. You know, Boston College, I thought, went away from their typical game plan today, and Virginia Tech was able to implement theirs and play their style of football, and that's be aggressive and create 8 people in the box and play man-to-man coverage where you have to be almost perfect with your throws.
Jaden Skeet with the first down. Brent Pryde told us this week their biggest challenges on defense were the run defense, the tackling, and eliminating explosive plays. Check, check, check. They got them all, right?
Yes, and that's why you hope it's a stepping stone, right?
Here's a toss to the tight end. He gets down near the goal line, down at the 1-yard line. Charlie Gordonier. 14-yard gain for the big fella.
Great play by Gordonier. He doesn't see that. Normally that goes to Franklin. So nice job by him catching it and running right there.
Coleman into the end zone for the touchdown. Xavier Coleman, a wide receiver by trade, playing running back due to all the injuries, gets the score, the redshirt sophomore from New Jersey.
This running back room is banged up for BC. As you said, Coleman plays the wide receiver position usually, but has to play running back today for this Boston College offense. And I think that's maybe why they went away from the things that they do best in throwing the ball as early as they did on the first play of the game, that turned it into an interception. But it's nice to see Boston College continue to fight and these guys continue to develop.
Boston College puts up a score, but it has been Virginia Tech's day. Paris Jones took a brutal hit, was taken to the hospital in that game in the fourth quarter. And he underwent spinal surgery at the University of Louisville Medical Center on Friday. Oh, we have a loose ball here. Stephen Gosnell with the recovery. But back to a more serious matter with Paris Jones. Underwent spinal surgery at the University of Louisville Medical Center on Friday, one day after he was hurt in UVA's game. The school said the surgery was successful, that Jones was able to briefly walk on Saturday. Our Andrea Adelson has that story. You can see it on ESPN.com and the ESPN app. So glad to see Paris Jones went through successful surgery. A very scary moment. You played this sport. You know how scary this thing can be. I'm sure you've seen a number of injuries that, are certainly terrifying.
Yeah, you're one hit away. That's the unfortunate reality when you play the game of football. For me, George, I retired about 5 years ago out of nowhere, and a lot of people were wondering why. And that's because I had my first child. And at that point, for me, the risk reward, it just became too great. And for me, I just said, I got to walk away. I want to be able to walk around with my children. I want to be able to get down on my knees and play on the ground. So great that Paris Jones is doing great, but a very scary moment nevertheless. And I'm sure it's turned a lot of people's opinion from the game of football and maybe not wanting to play it. Football's not for the weak. You got to be tough, and you just know that you're one hit away always from getting hurt and your career being over, unfortunately.
Why player safety is so important.
Yes,
there's no doubt.
And the leagues have been doing a better and better job each and every year.
Pop Watson in at quarterback, picks it off the ground, and heads out of bounds. There's a flag on the play as the third quarterback is entered. Shione Hala pushed him out of bounds. Could be a late hit.
Watson very excited though. I mean, he picked that ball up off his shoelaces and was able to go get positive yardage.
No explanation from the officials yet. I guess not.
This is a great confidence-building game for Virginia Tech. Being able to get to your third-string quarterback and find success. I know that Grant Wells fumbled that last one, but at the same time, anytime you could develop the young players and continue to build chemistry is a great thing. Now having William Watson III in there, the true freshman, getting some valuable reps for the young man.
We've seen a bunch of young quarterbacks in this contest. We'll see another one. We mentioned earlier that Florida State has already punched their ticket to the ACC championship. They're taking on your alma mater, Miami, in a rivalry game today. And young Emory Williams, who was the starting quarterback when they beat Clemson, will get the start in Tallahassee. Baptism under fire there for young Emory Williams.
It's no other way, right? I mean, you get your first start, it's Clemson. You got to go to OT. And then it's a night game as well, whole world watching. Now you get your second start of your career, and it's against Florida State, the unbeaten team.
That'll be on ABC. Pop Watson with another big run there into BC territory. Shione Hala with the tackle. Chance Black in the backfield now with Pop.
This is such an amazing feeling for Virginia Tech, their fan base, their alumni, their football team, their seniors. I mean, coming into this game, you only have 4 wins in that win column. You're wondering about a bowl game. Being able to take care of business today and also having 2 games left, it has to be a nice feeling to be able to send these guys off the right way.
5-yard penalty, first down.
And this one a mere formality at this point with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. I mean, it's kind of been that way for a while, if we're being honest.
Yes, it has been.
What's the learning experience if you're Jeff Hafley?
You got to figure out a way to now figure out how to settle down your quarterback when there are early mistakes, right? Thomas Castellanos never was able to kind of get it back into gear after that first interception today. So as a coaching staff, you're going to have to figure out, okay, when there are those huge mistakes and now your offense and your young quarterback is going into the game being down and on the second possessions because of crucial mistake, how does you dig yourself out of that hole? What are the things that you like, that you love, that young man could do?
And then lastly, with Virginia Tech, with 1:05 to go, 2 more games at home against NC State, on the road at
football, big plays on offense, big plays on defense. They played Wake Forest and they were able to get it done as well. this builds confidence for that last game, being able to get a road win, right? You know, under Coach Pry, they were 1-9. Now they're getting ready to be 2-9 under Coach Pry. So I think that's going to help this football team, especially knowing that you got that big battle at the end of the season against Virginia.
And that'll do it. The two coaches exchanging pleasantries. To your point, though, Virginia Tech has, I believe,